What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Jets Franchise. If you missed last episode, go ahead and check it out. As you can see, we won one and we lost one. Both games came down to the final play. Obviously, one of them went our way and the other one didn't. So we'll check out the weekly recap. Speaking of that, we'll get to see, the recap of our game. If you didn't watch that the Packers game. It was a pretty good game. It was a pretty good game. Came down to a last second play, which didn't go our way. But if you want to see it, you got to go check it out. Jordan Love went off 325 yards, three touchdowns. Fields only 155 yards. We still scored 28 points, but it wasn't enough. The Packers went 31-28 over us. The Chiefs, who we are facing this week, took on the Dolphins, who are 5-2, and now move on to 6-2 as Tua fires to the right sideline. Guess who it is? Tyreek Hill, the former Chief, gets the Dolphins a 24-21 victory over the Chiefs, who are struggling so far through the first half of the season. They are 3-5. Last year they struggled. They struggled through the first few weeks, the first half. Second half they went out strong, so we can't count out the Chiefs. We have the Rams versus the Bills. We have the rookie quarterback versus the former MVP quarterback, Josh Allen. And it appears it was Kyron Williams' day as the Rams win 24-16 over the Bills, who are now 3-5. So that's helping us in the division. The Bills are one of our three losses, so that definitely helps. But that was the weekly recap. All right, since it is now week 9, it is the trade deadline. That kind of rhymed. I've talked about trading a specific player for a while now. It's not like I'm trading away one of our top players. I've been talking about trading away Will McDonald for almost all the offseason, and I've been talking about it a few times here in this season. I'm not going to re-sign him. Straight up, I'm not going to re-sign him. I like the depth we have behind him. Like, I think Glenn Woodard's obviously going to take place. But I like David Ojabo. I think Tyler Barron's a good depth. Jalix Hunt's good depth as well. I think we have good enough depth to where losing or trading away Will McDonald won't do too much harm to the team. I've also thought about maybe trading Jermaine Johnson, but if I trade one of them, I don't want to trade both of them. So I think Will McDonald is the only guy I'm really considering trading away right now. Most of these guys have been playing good, and either we don't really have very much depth behind him, or I just don't feel like trading those guys. So I don't know if I'm 100% going to trade with Will McDonald, but he is somebody I'm going to probably trade away. Just quickly going over the team, see if there's anybody else I'm really thinking about trading. Not really anybody else. So I think the only guy we're probably going to trade is Will McDonald. So let's go ahead and see what we can potentially get for him. So Will McDonald's a 78 overall, 27 years old. He's on the final year of his deal. I'm not expecting like a second round, third round pick. I'm expecting maybe some players and late round picks. We can get Quentin Lake in a seventh. I wouldn't mind trading for a defensive back, either strong safety or potentially adding another corner to the team. I either want a secondary player or some picks. So Quentin Lake is one, Daquan Jones, Will Shipley a fifth and a seventh next year. Ahmed Hassanin, I don't know, and a fifth and a seventh next year, and then Kendry Miller a sixth in 2 years, and then a seventh next year. So these trades aren't very good. The best trade, like draft pick wise, I'd probably want is, I would say the Lions aren't doing very good in this franchise so far. So maybe they're fifth, but it's in next year's. I'm not really liking any of these offers right now. As we head towards the trade block, not going to be looking for a quarterback, running back, wide receiver. I think we're fine. I'm fine with what our offense is looking like. Maybe another tight end for a backup. There is some good tight ends on this trade block. You see like Gunnar Helm, Harold Fannin, Michael Mayer. Well, he just be a backup again. Jatavian Sanders is up here. Dawson Knox from the Bills. Jonnu Smith is up there. As we look at corners, Mike Sanders still is right there, and one of the Commanders' top needs is corner, or is edge. So that could be a one. Upton Stout, Carrington Valentine, Abrams Drain, Justin Wally, Keely Ringo, and this Rakestraw. So there's not like a star dev. The best player I want to trade for is probably honestly Mike Sanders still, and the Commanders do need edge rushers. Also talk about getting a safety. There's just not very many safeties that I think would be big upgrades over Malachi Moore. Craig Woodson's not a bad player. Well, I had Jonas Sanker from the Saints, Sidney Brown from the Eagles. Jonas Sanker is somebody I'd probably want to trade for, but we'd probably have to give up a little too much for Jonas Sanker. Sidney Brown's in the last year of his deal, so maybe we just swap players and maybe swap picks or something like that. But I'll see what I can do, and I'll update you guys if I do end up making the trade. Okay, so I offered Will McDonald for Mike Sanders still, and it's not even close. So I'd probably have to give up a day two pick. I don't really want to give up a day two pick. I mean, I figure, he's on the trade block. It's top two commanders needs. We maybe would have to give up like an extra pick, like a fifth or a fourth or something. I mean, he's on the trade block. You got to at least give me some sort of discount, I think. That's closer than I thought it would be. Okay. All right, we have made our first trade at the traded line. We're trading away Will McDonald, our fifth this year, our fourth next year, and our fourth in a few years for Jonas Sanker. He's on the trade block. I talked about him. He's going to be an upgrade at strong safety. He's younger than Malachi Moore. He's better dev trait. This, I feel like, is a decent trade. I don't like having to give up 3 picks, but it's a fifth this year, a fourth next year, and then a fourth and way in 2029. So, and I think by that time we're going to be very good by 2029. So I'm not really too. I tried to get as many picks. Like I try to see if I get a fifth this year, a fourth next year. I try to squeeze as much as I can, but I think this is a good trade for us. We traded Will McDonald. I was thinking about trading him anyways. The Saints just wanted to get more draft picks, and that's fine. If we're going to be good, that fifth round pick is probably not going to be a very good fifth. I think we're going to get. I think we're going to get better. So I'm not too worried about those fourth round picks, but it's still 3 draft picks, nonetheless. But we get a nice young player in Jonas Sanker to start at strong safety. I was talking about how I wanted to get better in the secondary, and with the addition of Jonas Sanker, it is definitely going to help this safety room. So I think we're going to do this. So we're going to have Jonas Sanker at starting strong safety. Now, he's only 23. If we look at Jonas Sanker, here he is 23 years old, 78 overall, star dev. He's still young, right? He's still young. He has about 3-4 years to develop. He's got very good zone. 85 zone is pretty good. Very good pursuit. He's faster than Malachi Moore, I want to say. The only thing I'm not too big of a fan of is his 68 man coverage, but I think we actually might swap him and Cisco. I don't know who's a better guy in coverage at free safety or strong safety. Cisco's faster, and he's got better man coverage. And he's faster, so maybe we try Cisco at strong safety, and then we end up moving Jonas Sanker to free safety. I think this is a good trade. We get better in the secondary right now, and we get better in the secondary, and we get younger on the defense with that trade. So that is probably the only trade I'm going to do. So we're going to try Jonas Sanker at free safety, and then we are going to try Cisco at strong safety. And I'm fine with I like our depth at edge rusher, so I'm not too mad with having to trade away Will McDonald. And now that Glenn Woodard is back, I don't think we really had a need for Will McDonald in the first place. Like, I think Barron's a good player. Ajabo was really good in the preseason. So I like our edge rushing depth, so I don't really mind trading him away. We also have Jalen Hunt, so that's also another player that I like. So yeah, that's the trade. That's the only trade. Let me know in the comment section below, what would you guys give it on a grade? I grade it F through A+. Let me know in the comment section below if you like that trade, if you would have done it. But now let's finally get into the stuff here. We have a storyline for somebody that is in the zone. We'll see what this is about. Let's see who it is. It's Brees Hall. Hey Brees, thanks for stopping by. You've had a great season so far. And he's missed a game too, so it's not like he's played every game. Thanks, coach, but I really only care about winning and how are we doing as a team? We're doing pretty good. We're 5-3. Okay, let's talk about the second half of the season. We're not gonna just talk about how we're doing. I think we're doing pretty good. We're 5-3 right now. What's your goal for the rest of the season? Well, coach, you tell me. So we're gonna give him a goal. So we had this last year and we didn't get it. So I don't really focusing on rushing yards, total touch. Let's see what he wants. Let's focus on rushing yards. Let's try to repeat that season he had last year. Focus on keeping it on the ground. How many yards do you think you'll end up within by the next year? He's like 2,000 yards. I'll break the record. I'm putting everything I've got into this practice in a game and a laser focus on reaching 1,600 yards this season. That's a lot of rushing yards. It's going to be a difficult goal, but I support your commitment. But he has been one of the best running backs in the league so far in his franchise. So that's not totally unrealistic. Yeah, and last year he reached 1,700 rushing yards, and currently he's on pace to probably maybe break that. I don't know. He has yet to. I mean, he did have like 230-yard games last year, so that's gonna be tough to sort of replicate there. But I think he's well on pace, so I think that's not too unachievable. Missing the first game doesn't help. But that is, I believe, the only trade we are going to do. Let's go ahead here and do some weekly strategy. All right, very unfortunate news coming out of practice. Quinnen Williams will miss this game against the Chiefs. That's a big loss. Obviously, he's a 93 X factor. He's been our best pass rusher so far, and pass rush hasn't been great this year so far. And I mean, if you're thinking like your pass rush isn't great, so you trade away one of your edge rushers, he wasn't playing that well either. And obviously I talked about trading away. And if we can get a young player on this defense, it could be a nice piece for this team going forward. I'd make that trade every day. But Quinnen Williams is out today with an injury, so that means J.J. Pegues will get more playing time. And speaking of playing time, Ty Hamilton has an upgrade point. He was one of our big signings in the offseason. I've talked about this a few times. He's a good run stopper. He's not really quite the pass rusher. So I think let's go power rusher for Ty Hamilton. With Quinnen Williams out, we're gonna need some more pass rusher. Let's go power rusher. He'll get +2 player recognition, +2 power moves, +1 tackle. It's 73 power moves. And here's our other defensive tackle, Quentin Winters. He's more balanced, 74 block shedding, 73 power moves. He also was revealed last episode to have star dev. So I think let's just go nose tackle. Let's just go nose tackle for Quentin Winters. He'll get +2 to awareness, +1 block shed, +1 hit power, and then +3 to play recognition. He's got 86 player rec, which is pretty good. So those are the only upgrades. And Quinnen Williams, PCL sprain, he's going to be week to week. Usually week to week means just he'll miss this week. So Quinnen Williams is out, so that means more J.J. Pegues, more Ty Hamilton, and more Quentin Winters. Obviously, we all know their quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. He's going to basically probably take over this game for the Chiefs, obviously. It's going to be tough to stop him. Running back, they have Isaiah Pacheco. He's up to an 88. They have Rashard Smith, who also has very good speed, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Wide receivers, they have Rashee Rice, 99 speed, Xavier Worthy, Marquise Brown. You probably see Jalen Royals maybe a little bit. Their receiving core is pretty fast, so that's kind of a fast offense, so we're going to have to look out for that. Tight end, Travis Kelce retired in the offseason, so that means Noah Gray is now the starter at tight end. Their offensive line, they have Josh Simmons, the rookie from Ohio State, Juice Scruggs, who actually was a starter and is injured, so that means Kingsley Suamataia will be the starting left guard. Creed Humphrey at center. Their right guard situation's not good. C.J. Hansen is maybe Cooper Hodges starts at right guard. I don't know, but right now their starter is C.J. Hansen, and then they have Trayvon Bernard. I'm assuming that was their first round pick this year, and then they have Wanye Morris. Defensively, they have George Karlaftis Ashton Gillette, you'll probably see Felix Undike Uzama, Mike Dana, D tackle. They have one of the best in the game, Chris Jones. Omar Norman Lott, you'll probably see Leo Chenal, Nick Bolton. They did lose Drew Tranquil to the Bengals, so now Jeffrey Bossa from Oregon will probably play. Corners, you have one of the best corners in the league, Trent McDuffie, Noah Williams, Christian Fulton, who was one of the guys injured, so he actually started. So you probably see Darius Bush, maybe TJ Tampa. And at safeties, they have Brian Cook at free safety and Shamari Connor at strong safety. So there is the Chiefs team. It does look a little bit different. With Travis Kelce gone, the Chiefs may be struggling, but they still have a really good passing offense. Their passing defense, their defense in general is not that great. Their offense is still obviously pretty good. When you have Mahomes, your offense is still going to be pretty good. But let's go ahead here and jump into this game against the Chiefs at home. Here we are, East Rutherford, New Jersey, hosting the 3-5 Kansas City Chiefs. They're off to a slow start of the season, while we are quite the opposite. We're off to a pretty good start, 5-3. Currently, we're still second in the division. The Dolphins, I believe, are first. The Bills and the Patriots are starting to maybe lag behind there a little bit. But right now, we're looking at this game. The Chiefs, obviously, they still have Patrick Mahomes. They have a really good they have a solid offensive line. The receiving core is fast. Their defense is good, so this is going to be a very tough game. I did lower the quarter length back down to 10 minutes, or back down to 9 minutes, because I felt 10 minutes was maybe a little bit too long. Because these last two episodes, when I did put it 10 minutes, they were pretty long. So I figured let's knock it back down to 9 minutes here, and I think we'll probably stick with that probably for the rest of the season. And here steps out Patrick Mahomes, current year. Look at those stats: 15 touchdowns, 4 picks, nearly 2,000 yards. They will start from the 24-yard line. Mahomes has time, fires underneath there to Worthy. Nice tackle, Williams. So I'm a little bit scared to play man coverage, especially against Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown, as there goes Marquise Brown for the first down. And then Jermaine Johnson gets hurt. So we trade away one of our depth edge rushers, and then our starting edge rusher gets hurt. And it's bruised ribs. I think we're just going to put Ojabo in there. So Mahomes short. Can't make the tackle. Xavier Worthy's got the first down. Or then I'm starting to mark him third in inches. So what are we going to do? The Patriot or the... I can't think of their team, Jesus Christ. And they draw themselves offsides. That's going to be a false start on the offense. That's a big penalty, so that makes it now third down and 5. Which is honestly probably a good thing, because they're probably going to sneak it and get it. It looks like Jermaine Johnson is back in the game immediately. Okay, I'm going to take him out again. But we'll see what the Patriots do. It's picked off! Brandon Stevens intercepts Patrick Mahomes. The pressure was put on by Jermaine Johnson. I tried to take him out of the game. He comes back the next play and forces a Mahomes error. Brandon Stevens gets the ball, however. It looks like he just ran the route right for Rashee Rice. And there goes the Chiefs' first offensive drive. And now our offense will take the field. Let's look at Justin Fields' stats. 70% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, 8 picks. I am turning the ball over a little bit too much. So that's something I'm going to have to kind of slow down on. But we're going to start with a run. Here to Breece Hall. Look at that. Breece Hall. Maybe I should have been a little bit patient, let Elijah Vera get the block, but it's still a good run for Breece Hall nonetheless. Gets us to the 40-yard line. First and 10. Look at that post route by Desmond House. It's out, and he drops the ball. Second and 10. Fields, we're going to dump that off to Breece Hall, who breaks the tackle. Huge broken tackle from Breece Hall. He's got the first. Look at Breece Hall. Another big gain. That's a 20. Leo Chenal could now bring down the league's leading rusher in there on that play. We were kind of panicked there, just dumped it off. And Breece Hall made a huge open field miss. What are we going to do? We're going to fire that Desmond House, who makes his first grab. Look at Desmond House, cuts, and Desmond House tries to get in the end zone. Stopped 2 yards short, but a big gain of 18 for the rookie from Washington. Fullback O'Keefe is in the game, and Brees Hall just walks in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. And that's a point, and that's 6 points off turnover for us. Does the headstand, the Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Brees Hall gets on the board for the first score of the day. That was a pretty good drive. Besides that one drop, that was a really good drive from our offense. And we have an early 7-0 lead over the Chiefs. And if you look at the receptions stat leaders, Rashee Rice is currently sandwiched in between 2 Bengals with 46 catches. Second down and 9 after the 1-yard completion. What will Mahomes do? A fire to an open Noah Gray, but it's incomplete. Mahomes not looking the sharpest so far. And that makes it a 3rd down and 9. Jermaine Johnson's back in the game here, so it wasn't a major injury. 3rd down and 9 for the Chiefs. Mahomes fires over the middle to Noah Gray. This time he holds on through the contact of Jaquan McMillan. And that's going to be a Chiefs first down. 2nd down and 8. Toss to Pacheco. We're all over that one. Quincy Williams and the rookie Glenn Woodard all over that one. That's going to be a loss of yardage there. Nice play by our defense. Now it is 3rd down and 10 for the Chiefs. Can our defense get another stop? He dropped back Quincy Williams in coverage. Tries to get to Rashee Rice. Brandon Stevens just doesn't turn on time. Jermaine Johnson gets hurt again. That means Ojabo will take his spot. It's going to be a screen. Pacheco is all open space. Finally brought down for the first, Quincy Williams. And it's bruised ribs again. Just keep Ojabo out there. Don't sub him back in without my permission. And on 5, it's another screen. The Chiefs love to run this. Look at Ty Hamilton out there, the defensive tackle. Making the play there on Pacheco, the running back, and Sauce Gardner also there. Great effort play from Hamilton. That now makes it 3rd down and 3. It's been back-to-back screens for the Chiefs. Will they do it a 3rd straight time? We see the newly acquired Jonas Sanker in the end zone as Mahomes is going to try to roll right. He gets outside the pocket. Hughes is not fast enough. They're blocking for Mahomes. Somehow he gets in the end zone. Jesus Christ. We have like 5 guys there and nobody brings him down. Nobody even touches him. How? So he outruns Hughes. And then we have about 5 defenders out there and no... Jermaine Johnson, I subbed him out. Why is he back in? Oh my God. It's a touchdown Chiefs. What's the point of substituting if the game just brings them in when they feel like it? Alright. We're back on offense. Looks like Braylon Allen will start the drive. Start with the Braylon Allen run. Cuts it back up the middle. Look at Braylon Allen! All that open space! Braylon Allen down to the 50, a 26-yard rush. Our running backs today are showing some power. Look at Braylon Allen, 26-yard rush for his first carry of the day. Broke the arm tackle attempt. Great blocking from Armand Membo. Armand Membo's been a stud for us. 2nd and 10. I get that outside. Desmond House. Desmond House has space, and House picks up 16. 4-yard line. Ready to keep it with Fields. Look at that blocking. Look at that blocking. God, Garrett Wilson would like the longer block. And there's another injury. Jesus, we're just getting eaten up by injury so far. And so that means Kolar will now be the starter, and Zach Kuntz will get in some plays there. We'll try to stretch left side. Look at that blocking. Look at that blocking by the fullback. Brees Hall gets in the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for Brees Hall. Great blocking. O'Keefe with the big block there to get us in the end zone. Touchdown Jets. That's Brees Hall's 2nd touchdown of the first quarter. Look at that. Huge block by O'Keefe. Great blocking all around by our team. It's bruised ribs, so we're going to put Charlie Kolar in. Again, we'll probably sub him out anyways, so there's no point of doing that. But the PAT from Matthew Ross is up, and it is good. First 2 drives of offense result in 2 Brees Hall touchdowns. Great blocking by Coke Keith. He's been a really nice addition to this team. And there was Pacheco last week. 17 rushes, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had a pretty good week last week so far. He's been more of a threat through the air. So we might have to watch out for that. And Jermaine, I told you, Jermaine, they just throw him in there. I took Jermaine Johnson out, and they just throw him back in there. Big tackle, Quincy Williams. Loss of 2. Pacheco has -2 rushing yards so far in only 2 carries. For the Chiefs, Mahomes tries to get us off sides. Throws it inside to Xavier Worthy for the first. So 2 straight drops for the Chiefs. Make it a 3rd down and 10. This would be a big stand from our offense. Mahomes looking outside the sideline, and it's caught by Xavier Worthy for the first down. Chiefs, after a nice first down, get it to Xavier Worthy underneath for 9 yards. It's his 5th catch already. All right, 3rd down and 1. Can our defense get a stand? They're going to give it to Pacheco. He gets outside. Jonas Sanker gets the tackle there. I want to say that's his first tackle as a New York Jet. 1st and 10. Mahomes, the corner route. It's Xavier Worthy. And it's now 3rd down and 5 for our defense. Mahomes snaps to Mahomes. Has a blitzer right up the middle. Jamie Sherwood gets the sack. Huge 3rd down sack from our defense. Sherwood, who's had a breakout season so far, went up to start of the last episode and just goes in unblocked. Our defense is going to hold Kansas City to a field goal attempt from the 21-yard line. Harrison Bucker never misses these, it feels like. So the kick is good, and we still are holding on to the lead, 14-10. Now here steps out Justin Fields. Look at the QB rushing yard stat leaders. Fields is still in first, but it's looking like it's a race between Fields and Lamar. We've ran it once with Fields so far. We haven't really had the ball that much now that I think about it. It's only our 3rd offensive drive. But we're going to start it with a give to Breece Hall up the middle. Gets 1 yard. But 2nd down and 9. Looking, Fields. I tried to throw it deep to Desmond House. Chris Jones in on the sack. Got there pretty quickly. I just tried to launch it as quickly as possible. Now it is 3rd down and 18 after the sack. What are we going to do? We're going to roll out with Fields. We're going to fire that. What the fuck? Now that looks like a stupid pass. But for some reason, Arian Smith comes back to the ball. And that's going to look really bad. If you don't see where I'm trying to throw. I'm trying to throw to Arian Smith. He runs back as soon as I throw the ball. For some reason, he decides, let's just start running back right to the defender. I try to get it over his head. It's a pick. That's a really bad throw. 1st and 10. Mahomes outside. Glenn Woodard, you got to pick that off. That's a screen to Rashee Rice. Picks up 7. Now, like I said earlier, we got to catch these easy interceptions. We can't let them get second chances all the time. 3rd down and 3 for the Chiefs. Over the middle, Noah Gray makes the catch, and Noah Gray is down to the 7-yard line. Can our defense make a stop again? Mahomes RPO can't get it off before the hit. Nice play by the defense. I want to say that was Ty Hamilton or Quentin Winters with the hit. Forces the bad Mahomes throw. It's 3rd and goal. From the 2, Mahomes is looking over the middle. Rashee Rice caught. Touchdown Chiefs. And they get points off turnover there. Chiefs are going to take the lead now. I mean, it feels almost impossible to make a red zone stand when they pass the ball. Because somebody's just going to run a drag underneath and it's going to get open anyways. And with that, Clyde Hopkins. Look at Clyde Hopkins. What a return to the 49-yard line. Sorry I wasn't really commenting that. I wasn't expecting Clyde Hopkins to get that far. But now that makes it a 3rd down and 5. for our team here. We're going to motion Arian Smith out there. We're going to fire to Desmond House on the slant. Makes the catch, gets the first. That's his third grab of the day for the rookie. First down and 10. Fields, we're going to roll right. I felt like somebody was wide open. Somebody was definitely wide open. I'm not trying to throw another pick, so I go a little easy there and just run out of bounds. Second down and 11. Outside, Desmond House gets out of bounds. Gain of 10, and there's another injury, and it's to us again. How many injuries are we going to have this game? That's like our fourth injury. Holy shit, that's our starting center. I mean, Josh Myers, our backup, will now get in the game. Third and 1, we're going to try to get a yard. And we get the yard. We're going to use our first timeout there. And it's more bruised ribs for Tittman. First time, we're going to motion Breece Hall. And we're going to throw this. What the fuck was that, Justin Fields? Desmond House will take a break. And now we'll have Corley in the game here. Third down and 4. Breece Hall's open. Breece Hall makes the tough catch and gets his third touchdown today. That's a hat trick for Breece Hall. The Chiefs looks like sent the blitz there. Had to get that off very quick. There's an unblocked defender. And that's 3 for Breece Hall. All in this first half, mind you. So he's having himself a pretty good week. They're playing DDR, Dance Dance Revolution. Is that what it's called? Where you go, use your feet, whatever, I don't know. Breece Hall, that's his third. Look, Nick Bolton was unblocked. And Breece Hall was just the first option I saw there. That was not a great throw, but it was a good enough throw for the catch and the touchdown. We now retake the lead. Outside that turnover, I feel like we played pretty well. Breece Hall has 3 touchdowns today. We've intercepted Mahomes. So at least we know we can force turnovers against this Chiefs offense. But we'll check around the league, see what's going on at the halftime report. As we have the Commanders and the 49ers. Both teams sitting at 500. Which team will go above 500? As we see Jay McDaniels throw an absolute laser to the end zone to a wide open target. It's a touchdown for the Commanders as they beat the 49ers 30-28. Rashid Shaheed, the former Saint, with the touchdown there. You got the Vikings versus the Patriots. Both teams not having great starts to the season. The Patriots are in our division, so we would like to see a Patriots loss, but that looks like that will not be the case as Travion Henderson takes it in the end zone. Still at halftime, though, so the Patriots could lose. Patriots are up 14-10 over the Vikings. McCarthy, 174 yards in the first half. We got the Ravens versus the Colts. Both of some of the top teams in the AFC face off today as we see Lamar Jackson healthy in this, not with a hamstring injury like in real life, takes it. Nobody even close. Ravens are up 17-7 over the Colts. So that's a big game to watch out for the AFC. We'll check around, see what's going on in the league. We see the Bengals are winning. The Eagles are up 14-3. The Dolphins and the Bills. I think the Dolphins might have a bye and the Bills haven't played yet. So we'll have to watch out for those games too. But first half, outside that pick was pretty good. We got to limit the turnovers. That is what's probably been costing us games. As we look at the Chiefs, have thrown it 28 times in the first half for 179 yards. So we got to maybe lock down on the passing game and force the Chiefs to run the ball. Clyde Hopkins, who had a good return in that last drive. There's Clyde Hopkins again. Is he going to have a good one? No, he is hawked down by number 11. Who is that? Saved a potential touchdown. Clyde Hopkins almost had another one of the house. Almost had another kick return close to the house. And we're going to start with great field position. So Clyde Hopkins, so far, has been a huge factor today. As we're going to start with the first play with the handoff, Breece Hall, and nobody blocked Chris Jones. Yeah, let's just not block the fucking game wrecker Chris Jones, and let's block the other guys. Jesus Christ. But it's a second attempt. We're to fire over the middle to Mason Taylor, who makes the grab. Gets us down to the 29. All right, second on 10 here. Play action. Fields. There's Garrett Wilson. The throw's a little behind him, but he makes the catch with the hit. by Williams, and we're down to the 8. There's Garrett Wilson. I want to say that's his first catch of the day, and it's a big one. Gets us inside the red zone. In here, we're gonna keep it with Fields, and they read that all the way. And there's another injury. Thank God it's not us, but that's a big loss of 5. It's Leo Chanel. Well, that now makes it 3rd and goal from the 12. Makes it a little bit more difficult. 3rd and goal. Fields to the corner of the end zone. Throws it over Mason Taylor's head. He was open. Just missed the throw. I don't know if Taylor didn't see it or it's a bad throw, but it's a missed opportunity. And the Chiefs will hold us to a field goal here. All right. Chiefs are back on the offense for their first drive of the half. They held us to a field goal. Let's see what their offense could do. Pacheco, they cannot run the ball. That's another loss of 1. Pacheco honestly might have like 10 yards rushing. They're just not running the ball very well. Second we need to hold the Chiefs, limit the Chiefs to the big passing plays, and we need to make them run the ball. That's been our bread and butter, is making teams. That's what we need to make our bread and butter, is making teams run the ball. Because teams have not been able to run the ball against us very well. Obviously, last week the Packers did, but the Chiefs have not. And Mahomes takes off. Brandon Stevens fumbled the ball. Patrick Mahomes, Jesus, he's part of their leading rusher. He's part of the leading rusher in real life too, and in this game. So I guess Madden isn't too unrealistic. Now the Chiefs have it at the 50. Mahomes outside to Rashee Rice. All right, that's a big tackle there by Andre Sisco. All right, 2nd and 2. Mahomes outside to an open Rashee Rice. Dude, it's man coverage. How is there nobody even close to him? 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. And Pacheco outside again. Another loss of 2. Jamie Sherwood, big TFL. He's been pretty good so far in these red zone spots. Makes a nice play there. 2nd and 12 for the Chiefs over the middle. There is Xavier Worthy for the first down. That puts Mahomes over 200 yards passing. That's a huge mismatch. That's a lot of speed versus not a lot of speed. That's why I wanted to get more speed, and there just wasn't very many fast players in the trade block. So we went with Jonas Sankers. We try to get over there with Barron. We can't. And that's a touchdown for the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, they blocked everybody out of the way. That was insane blocking. I mean, you could have fit the fucking Empire State Building the way. Quincy Williams kind of just moves out of the way, just leaves it open in the middle of the field. Couldn't go over there with Barron. And it's a touchdown for the Chiefs, and they're gonna tie this one up at 24. 2nd and 10. Fields, we're gonna roll out. Fields, we're just gonna take this one with Fields. He's gonna get the first and gets pushed out of bounds by tackled out of bounds by Karlaftis. First down. Okay, 1st and 10. We're gonna try a counter. And so far, look at its work. Good blocking. Great blocking by Arian Smith. Breece Hall down the left sideline. Breece Hall is tracked down by Isaiah Simmons, not after a huge run down to the 5-yard line. That's over 100 yards for Breece Hall. Look at that. Great blocking. Great vision. Arian Smith laid a key block there on that play. All right. 1st and goal from the 5. Mason Taylor is wide open. Nobody even considered him being an option. Touchdown, Jets. They sent the blitz. We just needed to get that ball out quick. That's one of my go-to plays at the goal line. It's sort of like a rub route where you have a guy here, you have a guy here, and then he kind of rubs off the back, and then he comes open to hopefully get the linebacker caught in some traffic. It's just one of my favorite plays to run there at the goal line. And it works there for Mason Taylor for the score. And Pacheco takes the field. Although he does have the touchdown, he is averaging less than 2 yards per carry. So outside that big run from Pacheco, we've kind of shut him down. Mahomes has used his legs. So maybe we have to run some QB contain. Mahomes quick pass over the middle. Rashee Rice runs over Jonas Sanker. First down, Kansas City. 2nd down and 8. It's another screen of Pacheco they love. It's like their 3rd screen of Pacheco as he gets out there. And that's going to conclude the 3rd quarter. as not very much defense has been played. This is looking like to be another high-scoring game. We've been through a lot of these games so far. I would just like a slugfest. A slugfest would be nice, where it's like 16-10 or something, or 7-13 would be a nice change of pace. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs underneath. Marquise Brown gets hit by every single Jets defender for 8 yards. Chiefs stretch right side. Pacheco, big block on the outside. There's Pacheco. That's going to be another rushing touchdown for Pacheco. Oh, that was a good block by 47 out there. We had just nobody out there. Pacheco's pretty fast. Yeah, and just like that, you see Quentin Winters just kind of give up on the play right there. And now the Chiefs are going to tie it up at the beginning of this 4th quarter. Yeah, we sent the blitz. They just had good blocks there, and Kansas City's going to tie this one up at 31 apiece. As you look at Breece Hall today, he's got 109 rushing yards, 29 receiving yards, and 138 total scrimmage yards. Also, don't forget, he has 3 touchdowns, so he's having himself a pretty good day. As we're going to see Braylon Allen check in for a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Outside, Desmond House. All right, we get some yards, 3rd and manageable. But it is 3rd down and 3. Outside, Mason Taylor. Our 2 receivers out there just didn't block anybody. I mean, I would have loved a block from Garrett Wilson. That's kind of why I threw it to him, because I was expecting at least an attempt of a block. But we don't, and this is going to be our first punt of the day. It's actually the former Chief, Matt Ariza, who's going to punt this one away. We haven't got any good bounces, and we always get that fucking bounce. For a bounce is 20 yards. But we need to get something going, as it's underneath Marquise Brown for 8 yards. 3rd and 1 now for Kansas City. Come on. Kansas City handoff. Pacheco get a stop. Nice play. Ty Hamilton tackles him short of the 1st down. Huge play by Hamilton. And we'll look at that. Great play there. And now the Chiefs will have to give us the ball back. Great stand from our defense. Let's see if we can get something going on offense this stretch drive. And we're going to start with play action. We're actually going to roll out left. Garrett Wilson's not even facing Justin Fields. He's looking at the fucking sideline. All right, after the rush for nothing, makes it 3rd down and 4. Fields looking. Fields has time. Fires over the middle. Desmond House. Good protection from our offensive line to give us that time. We're going to throw it out there. Clyde Hopkins. Good blocking from Marion Sith. Clyde Hopkins, 2 Chiefs defenders go missing. And that's Clyde Hopkins' first catch of the day. Gets the 1st down. 1st down and 10. We're going to get that outside. Garrett Wilson gets lifted off his feet, but still gets a nice gain of 7. Again. And we're going to give it to Breece Hall. Nice blocking. Breece Hall gets 7, but it's enough for the 1st down. All right, 1st and 10. We're going to try another counter. There we go, Breece Hall. Some good blocks. Gets 8, and that is the 2-minute warning. We are driving down the field. With that incompletion, makes it 3rd down and 2. For offense, we're going to motion Smith. And we're going to get it to Arian Smith. Stay in bounds. Please, stays in bounds. Gets the 1st down. See if they use one after this run. After this big run from Breece Hall. Picks up the 1st, and the Chiefs are now going to use their 1st timeout. All right, 1st and 10. We're going to run it again. And we're going to get 2, and the Chiefs are going to use their next timeout. They have 1 more remaining. All right, 2nd down and 8. We're going to run it again. Braylon Allen cuts at the middle of the field. Braylon Allen's going to get the 1st down. Chiefs are out of timeouts. And we have 1st and goal. 1st and goal from the 3. We're just going to try to line it up here. We're going to motion Charlie Kolar. Let's just try to center this thing up. We're going to center up. We're going to stop. We're going to take the hit. All right, we're going to use one of our first timeouts with 36 seconds left. Just sit down, Braylon Allen. Don't worry about getting in the end zone. And now that's going to set up a potential game-winning field goal for Matthew Ross. And then we're going to use our second timeout. 2 seconds left. A field goal wins us the game. Well, the Chiefs could have 1 second left. But it's a 25-yard field goal from Matthew Ross. The kick is up. It is good. This time he makes the game winner. And that is the end of the game. Big first down from Braylon Allen. Essentially put this game on ice. 25-yard chip shot field goal for Ross. Missed the game winner or game tire last week. This time he hits the game winner. That was a pretty fun game. That was a pretty fun game, I'd say. Yeah, we just need to crack down on the passing game a little bit. Run game, we're doing pretty solid outside those Isaiah Pacheco runs, but we played pretty good today. If we look at field stats, 16 of 22, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. We're not really passing the ball too much. And the major reasons also we probably don't have a lot of passing yards because we like to run the ball and we're pretty good at it. Breece Hall, 15 years, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Braylon had 7 for 33. Fields had 6 rushes for 34 yards. Desmond House was our leading receiver today with 6 catches for 69 yards. Mason Taylor, 3 grabs for 23 and a touchdown. Breece Hall had a hat trick all in the first half. 3 catches, 30 yards, a touchdown. Garrett Wilson, 2 catches for 28. Arian Smith, Clyde Hopkins each caught 1 pass. Will Hernandez allowed the only sack. Defensively, 9 tackles for Quincy Williams, 8 for Sherwood Stevens, 7 for Cisco, 6 for Malachi Moore. We look at Jonas Sankers, Jets debut. He only had 3 tackles. I don't know why Malachi Moore's playing so much. Maybe it's the formations I'm picking. The plays I'm picking has 3 safeties in there. I don't know. Look at the TFLs. A lot of TFLs for our linebackers. Jamian Sherwood and Quincy Williams. Glenn Woodard had 1 as well. We had 1 sack for Jamian Sherwood. Interception for Brandon Stevens. Pass deflection for Glenn Woodard. We had no forced fumbles. Matthew Ross today was perfect. Matt Arise only punted it once. Clyde Hopkins had a pretty good day returned a few punts to midfield for 170 yards. Only returned 1 punt, but that was a great game from our offense. And we'll move to 6-3 on the season. All right, so we're here in Week 10 going against the Denver Broncos. But first, let's go ahead and check out the weekly recap, see what happened around the league. As we look at our game, obviously you guys just watched it. You know we won. It was a 3-touchdown performance by Breece Hall and a big Braylon Allen first down. A game-winning field goal from Matthew Ross won us the game. We get an update on the Ravens-Colts game. We saw the Ravens were up 14-10 at halftime, and I would assume the Ravens held on to beat the Colts, and they do. 31-17, Lamar Jackson, the Ravens moved to 6-2. Anthony Richardson falls to 5-4. We look at the Cardinals versus the Eagles. The Eagles are sitting 6-1. They're off to a very good start. The Cardinals 4-3. We see a Saquon juke. Look at that. Saquon showing off his moves. Why he's one of the best running backs in the league. As the Cardinals win 23-10. The Eagles are now 7-1 on the season. And that is your weekly recap. And if we check, we did have a weekly award winner. Of course, it's got to be Breece Hall. 15 carries, 138 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 catches, 30 yards, and a receiving touchdown of his own. We look at some of the other guys. Michael Penix threw 4 touchdowns. Jalen Carter had 3 sacks. We look at the Broncos stats, and they have a really good offense. 4th ranked scoring offense, 4th ranked passing offense, 10th best rushing offense, 10th best scoring defense. The Broncos, you can see a good reason why they are one of the best teams in the AFC. Even with all of those injuries, they are still really good. That just shows you how good of a job Sean Payton and Bo Nix are doing over there. But we do have a storyline here to trust our staff. I'm assuming it's going to be like What do you want to do? Shut down the run or
Dealt one of their
contain the
toughest
quarterback?
matchups early in the season.
I know people have been talking up this defense we're facing, but I don't think their linebackers can hang. If we mix up run and pass, throwing some play action screens, they'll be so confused they might as well be on the sidelines. Well, they have Dre Greenlaw. He's pretty good. You aren't worried about the rest of the defenders? Yeah, like, I don't know, Patrick Surtain. Guys the defense, you get them flustered, and the rest will fall. That is true. People say they are the quarterbacks of the defense. Play balanced and tricky. These guys will be chasing ghosts in no time. Trust me. Handle play calling shift. So we need 175 passing yards and 75 rushing yards. That seems pretty easy. Maybe the passing yards is a little iffy because we don't really pass the ball very well. All right, and no injuries on offense, but defense. They're counting long snappers. Defense, dude, there is no long snappers in free agency. So I'm gonna have to go out, and I can't even trade for a long snapper. What am I gonna do? Convert somebody to long snapper? Why? Why is our long snapper have to get hurt, bro? All right, but enough of that. We have Desmond House with an upgrade point. He's very good short. Is not very good at medium or deep routes. He's having a pretty good rookie season. I think we're gonna go with deep threat which increases medium route running. Let's go with deep threat for Desmond House. He's up to a 78 overall. He'll get +1 awareness, +1 catch traffic, +1 catching, and then +2 to deep route running. And then we have the rookie first round pick Glenn Woodard. 84 finesse move, 70 block shedding. He's still very much a one trick pony. 84 finesse moves, I'm fine with having that for his rookie year, but then obviously I want to get better at that. I want to get him a little bit more balanced. So let's go with run stopper here for Glenn Woodard. He stays at a 77 overall. He'll get +2 to block shedding, +2 to power moves and tackles. So he even gets power moves in there as well. So he gets a little bit more balanced. But those are the only upgrades for the team. And another thing I want to try doing is updating you guys more on the stats. Maybe every 4 games I should update you guys on the stats. Just to get a familiarity in what's going on with the team, like who's playing well. We look at the passing stats. Fields, just shy of 2,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 9 picks, 71% completion percentage. I need to stop throwing picks. Some of these interceptions have been brain dead. Some of them have been maybe not my fault. I don't remember. We've gotten sacked 12 times. So passing, we're not doing very great. Rushing, we're doing very good. Brees Hall, 118 carries, 937 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 462 yards, 4 touchdowns, does have 4 fumbles. Braylon Allen has 5 rushing touchdowns. Clyde Hopkins has a touchdown. Even our fullback has a touchdown. So the rushing stats are looking very good. Look at receiving. Our leading receiver in yards is Garrett Wilson with 484 and touchdowns with 6. But Desmond House is leading the team with 33 catches, 477 and 4. Arian Smith caught 17 passes, 253 yards, has yet to have a touchdown. Mason Taylor had one last week, gives him 2. He has 242 receiving yards. Brees Hall, 174 receiving yards. Malachi Corley, 140. Clyde Hopkins, 4 catches, 29 yards. Looking at the sack numbers so far, it's been Olu and Will Hernandez who have allowed the most. Will Hernandez obviously hasn't been starting. Matt Stanley has been starting, and he has yet to allow a sack, so he's been pretty good today, or pretty good so far this season when he's playing. Tackles, Jamin Sherwood and Malachi Moore are leading the team with over 70 combined. Quincy Williams with 61. Look at the TFL numbers. They're still pretty insane. Jamie Sherwood, 13. Quincy Williams, 13. Yeah, Quinn Williams with 7. Sack numbers, they're not looking very good. Quinn Williams with 5 on the year. Next closest is Quentin Winters with 2.5. Glenn Woodard has 2 on the year. Hamilton, 1.5. Sherwood has 1. Barron has 1. Interceptions. We actually have been getting interceptions. We have 5 so far. 2 for Moore, 2 for Stevens, and 1 for Jamie and Sherwood. Some of the deflection numbers. Sauce Gardner has 9 deflections. Thomas has 6 forced fumbles. We haven't forced a single fumble. Kicking wise, I've missed 2 field goals. So yeah, that's not looking great right now. Punting, those are the punting stats. 7 touchbacks. Kick return, Clyde Hopkins has been really good, has a kick return touchdown. And we could check out the yearly awards, see who's up for MVP. Right now, it's currently Joe Burrow. Coach of the year currently is us. Logan Head, and that is me. We are currently in first. AFC Offensive Player of the Year right now is Jamar Chase. You have Brees Hall there in second. Defensive Player of the Year is currently Josh Hines Allen. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Desmond House. This would be a big award if we can get him AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's currently in first. Clyde Hopkins, the undrafted. The undrafted guy is in sixth. Defensive Rookie of the Year right now is Nick Beltran. We see the rookie Quentin Winters there at 10. And then these are the individual position awards. Breece Hall's up for best running back. So yeah, those are just quick overlook of some of the stats and the yearly awards. But yeah, the Broncos are really banged up. We're without our long snapper, so we're gonna need to somehow change somebody's position a long snapper, or hope there's a long snapper in free agency. All right, so I had to go out and find a long snapper. There's no long snappers in free agency. I can't trade for a long snapper, and there's no long snapper in anybody's practice squad. So I had to go through everybody's practice squad and try to find the guy with the highest long snapping ability. And there's a few guys with 59. I just chose Trey Clemens because he's a lineman. So we signed him from the Steelers practice squad, and then we moved him to long snapper, and then we released Rashaan Evans. So there we go. We have a long snapper for this game now against the Broncos, who have a lot of injuries. Not long snapper isn't one of them. Looking at quarterback, they have superstar quarterback Bo Nix as their starter. Running backs, J.K. Dobbins is hurt, so you'll see the second-year player R.J. Harvey. You'll probably see Audric Estime in there as well. Wide receiver, they have Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims. They have Pat Bryant as well. Tight end, they have Evan Ingram. You'll probably maybe see Greg Dulcich. Offensive line, Tony Pritchard's their first-round pick who's injured, so you'll see Brady Christensen in there. David Edwards at left guard, Austin Corbett at center, Quinn Miners at a 97 overall right guard, and then right tackle Mike McGlinchey. They have a 77 overall. Why isn't he starting left guard? I don't know. Defensively, they have Harold Landry. So with Cooper out, Landry will probably start, and then when Nick Bonito's also out, so you'll probably see Farmer and maybe Q Robinson. Defensively, Zach Allen. John Franklin Myers D tackle, Savion Jones, linebackers Anthony Orgy, Dre Greenlaw, Cole Holcomb is injured, so you'll probably see Drew Sanders, Ben Lopez. Corners, they have Pat Surtain, the best corner in the league, Jahdae Barron, the second-year player from Texas, Riley Moss, Chris Abrams-Drain, Mario Goodrich. Looking at defensive backs or safeties, they have Brandon Jones, and then Talisa Hufanga. So that is the Broncos team. Before we go ahead and jump into this game. All right, another home game. This one's the 7-2 Denver Broncos. We're facing two AFC West teams in this episode. We're looking to go 2-0 in this week with the Broncos coming into town. They're sitting 7-2, the top seed in the AFC. They do have a lot of injuries, but so far that hasn't really seemed to stop them. We are also sitting pretty good at 6-3 with a win last week over their division rival Chiefs. So we're looking to make it 2 straight wins. We haven't had that in a while. It's been win-loss, win-loss, win. So we're looking to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in a while. We will start with a kick return from Reed Whitley. He gets to the 29-yard line. Here steps out our offense, led by quarterback Justin Fields. There's his career stats, 12,000 passing yards, 84 passing touchdowns. So we're looking to start with a run. Why wouldn't we start with a run? Breece Hall cuts it left and picks up 3 last week. 15 carries, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Also had a receiving touchdown and 30 yards through the air. 2nd and 7. Lay it up. Shit, I tried to throw it to square. I tried to throw it away and we took the sack. I tried throwing it to square and I pump faked it. And then I held on to it and I tried to run out with Fields, and then we got tracked down and sacked by Zach Allen. So not a great start to this game. Yeah, see, I pump faked. I've never pump faked before. That was a complete accident. I was trying to hit Taylor immediately. I saw the guy was still there, so I double tapped it, ran out left, and got sacked. They also sent a blitz, so that didn't help. But it is 3rd down and 15 now. Can we convert the big 3rd down? We're going to try for Mason Taylor, and it's incomplete. Pressure put on From the Broncos, it's Q Robinson, who I would assume is starting opposite of Harold Landry this week. That's going to be a 3.5 from our offense. Bo Nix, you see his stats, 19 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 60% completion percentage, not amazing. Has 2,200 yards, so he is having a pretty solid season. We need to get pressure on Bo Nix here, especially with some of the injuries along the offensive line as they hit. Let's say RJ Harvey for 7. And it's a give to Harvey again. Harvey jukes out Sauce Gardner. Jonas Sanker gets spun out of his shoes. Finally tracked down by Ezra Thomas. Jonas Sanker, we traded for you, dude. You can't let that happen. The Broncos get a big run from RJ Harvey to the 23-yard line. Second down to 6 now for the Broncos. They're going to give Harvey, who cuts up the middle and gets the first down. There's an injury, and it's to the Broncos. That's starting tight end Evan Ingram. They're already dealing with a ton of injuries, and now Evan Ingram will go to the locker room, so you'll probably see Greg Dulcich a little bit. 1st and 10. They have the fullback in there, so it's a run to RJ Harvey. Ty Hamilton, with a guy blocking him, still makes the play in the TFL. Can our defense hold the Broncos to their field goal? It's a screen outside Harper. We have defenders out there. Make the tackle, and we do. He gains nothing. First met by Sauce Gardner, brought down by a few Jets defenders, and that will stall this drive for the Broncos. They will send out the field goal unit. And this seems like a pretty easy field goal for the CPU, and it is up, and it is good. Denver only gets 3 points, but we hold them to 3, so nice job defense. All right, another update on the QB rushing yard leaders. We're still in first over Lamar Jackson. 2nd and 11. Underneath, Malachi Corley makes his first grab of the day, and it goes for 12 to move the chains for Malachi Corley. All right, 1st and 10, right side, Fields. We just got to float that to Charlie Kolar, who makes the catch in the flat. Picks up 8 yards. We're going to run anyway. 2nd down and 2, handoff. Brace Hall. He gets the first. 1st and 10, play action. Garrett Wilson's open. Wilson drops the football. 2nd and 10. A screen here to Breece Hall. Joe Tippmann. Look at Joe Tippmann making a good block. Breece Hall down the sideline. Dre Greenlaw chases him down. How fast is Dre Greenlaw where he's able to chase down Breece Hall there? 1st and 10, play action. Clyde Hopkins is open out of the backfield. Clyde Hopkins, the undrafted rookie, having himself a pretty solid start to the season. Gets the first. Clyde Hopkins, and we're going to give it to Braylon Allen up the middle. Braylon Allen show his power. Stood up at the 1-yard line. Now the rookie Clyde Hopkins will be back in the game. 2nd to go from the 1. Give to Clyde Hopkins, and the Broncos are all over that one. Straight unsuccessful runs makes it 3rd and goal. From the 3, outside Arian Smith is open. Touchdown Jets. That's his first touchdown of the year. They had Pat Surtain in there, or is that Hufanga? I believe that's Pat Surtain in coverage. Arian Smith just beats him. That was man coverage, it looks like, and he just gets outside and uses his speed to outrun Surtain. And that's the first touchdown of the year for Arian Smith. And that's our first touchdown of the day. That will give us a 7-3 lead over the Broncos. All right, 2nd and 10 for Nix. Over the middle to Marvin Mims, who makes the catch. 1st and 10. It's a handoff. Harvey up the middle. Harvey gets 9. He's got 49 yards rushing in the first quarter. And that concludes the first quarter. The Broncos have the ball. Start the second quarter with a 2nd down and 1. All right, 2nd down and 1. Whoa, quick snap. Outside, Marvin Mims again. 2nd straight catch. Or, not 2nd straight catch. 1st down, Mims. Oh, it's play action. And we get there. I believe that was Quentin Winters who got in there on... Yeah, he did. Nice play by Winters, forced the incomplete pass. Now it's 3rd and 5. On defense, it's going to stop here. It's big moment. Bo Nix has time outside, wide open is Greg Dulcich. It's man coverage, and he's 20 yards away from our nearest guy. Second 11 for Denver. Nix has time. Nix is going to roll out, and Nix is sacked. It's Glenn Woodard with the sack. The rookie makes the play. It's now 3rd and 20 for the Broncos. 3rd and 20. Nix has time, and it runs out. Ty Hamilton with the sack. Pushes them back all the way to the 40-yard line. 2 straight sacks by our defense may have pushed Denver out of field goal range. Like I'm saying, Ty Hamilton, this has been a nice addition to the defense. Split, gets rid of the double team, and brings down Bo Nix. Great play there by Ty Hamilton. And the Broncos are still going to attempt a field goal. They're going to be kicking this from about the 46-yard line, I want to say. I'm not entirely sure on how long that is. The kick is no good. It's far right. He missed it. And that gives us pretty good field position and no points for the Broncos. I was surprised they kicked that. I thought they were going to honestly punt it. But we take that, and we look at the rushing yards leaders. Breece Hall, 200 yards more than the next guy. But we'll see what we can do on this run. 1st and 10. Breece Hall cuts it back left. We'll get 5 there on 1st down. 2nd down and 5. Fields is pressured. Fields is going to roll out. Fields is going to try to scramble. Fields has speed. Fields on the left sideline. Fields is going to get out of bounds to the 23. Big rush by Justin Fields. All right, throwaway from Fields makes it a 3rd and 7 now.
Here we go.
We're going to motion Breece Hall. We did this play last week and it worked. We're going to try it again. We're going to motion Mason Taylor. And we're looking. Fields, we're getting pressured again. Fields is going to have to do it himself, and he's going to get it. 1st down, Justin Fields, another big rush. All right, it's now 3rd and goal from the 5. What will we do here? Fields is going to roll right. Can he get him? Fields has the speed. Touchdown, Justin Fields. Not really much was open there. Maybe could have tried to throw it there to square, but I'm not risking it. Fields takes it in himself. Big rushing drive from Fields. He does this, what's that called? Shot putt. For the shot putt celebration. And that's going to be our 2nd touchdown to make it 14-3. All right, R.J. Harvey today, 6 carries, 48 yards, averaging 8 yards a carry. They could pass it. And they won't. They'll just give it to Harvey up the middle. Look at Harvey has all that space. Good thing he spun for no reason because that could have been a touchdown. Tackle Ezra Thomas. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Harvey again. He bounces it outside. Harvey will power his way forward for the 1st down. And we have to worry about the clock. Outside to Mims, drops the ball. Nice tackle by Gardner to force that ball loose. 2nd and 10. Nix has time. He's forced to step up the pocket. He's going to launch it deep. Cortland Sutton makes the fucking catch. I mean, Cortland Sutton's really good at that stuff. I don't know what the hell Cisco was trying to do there. I don't know where he thought the ball was. That was just, yeah, I don't know what he's even doing there. But that's a mismatch. That's one of the best jump ball receivers in the game versus a safety. That's usually not a good matchup. And the Broncos score pretty quickly there with a touchdown of their own to make it 14-10. All right, there's another rushing update for Fields. 58 rushes, over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. A lot of 5s in that. Anyways, 1st and 10. Oh my gosh. Garrett Wilson splits. He drops the fucking football. In a big play. But instead, it's incomplete. But this time, it's a Mason Taylor catch to get his 1st down yardage. All right, now it's 3rd and 10. What are we going to do here? We're going to try a deep shot to Breece Hall, who makes the catch! Breece Hall down to the 24. In coverage with the linebacker. That's his second grab. He's at 63 yards receiving. Yeah, he was on the linebacker there. Lopez, the rookie, in coverage with Breece Hall. That there. 1st and 10. Another pass. Breece Hall unguarded. Breece Hall down the sideline. Breece Hall down to the 1 yard line. Look at that. Saw 2 straight huge catches. We should probably give him a break here. First to go from the 1. We're going to give it to Breece Hall, who capitalizes on this drive. Touchdown, Breece Hall. That was all Breece Hall there. Back-to-back big catches. Does a whatever that is. That's unbelievable. What a drive for Breece Hall. Gets 2 straight big catches and caps it off with another touchdown. That was a very quick drive. Now a bit of a downside there is the Broncos still have plenty of time and 3 timeouts. Alright, like I said, the Broncos still have time to potentially score. 40 seconds, 3 timeouts over the middle of Troy Franklin. And there's the Broncos' first timeout. Alright, 2nd and 2 for Denver. Nix over the middle, holds on Greg Dalton. Okay, now they're... Jesus Christ, dude. Defense, let's not let them score with 40 seconds left. Come on. Nix has time, and he's brought down. Glenn Woodard with the play. That's his 2nd sack today, I want to say. That rhymed, hey? 2nd and 17 for the Broncos. Nix to Dulcich. They have no timeouts left. They're going to have to probably spike it on 4th down. 3rd and 10. Nix, quick pass to Dulcich. That'll stop the clock temporarily. Never mind, the clock keeps going. That's in college. The Broncos will not get a field goal off. Okay, a little bit of a scare, but the defense allows no points on that. And we are heading in halftime up 21-10. Pretty good day so far. We'll check out the halftime report, see what's going on around the league. See the Patriots versus the Bills, the divisional matchup. The Bills trying to get to 500 with the win today over the Patriots. And it looks like they might, as they will actually. The Bills win 27-20. The Bills are now back to 500. So the Bills are starting to get hot just at the right time. The Texans sitting 2-6 on the road against the Colts. We see Anthony Richardson deep in the back of the end zone. What backhanded one-handed catch by fucking Jonathan Taylor. The Colts win 17-14. The Texans are struggling mightily this season. It's been the complete opposite for the Colts. The Colts are looking pretty good. And then we look at the Eagles versus the Commanders. Eagles currently, I believe, have the best record in the NFL right now, 7-1. But maybe it's not for long as Jaden Daniels takes it himself. And the Commanders win 33-21. Jaden Daniels, no passing touchdowns, only had 2 incompletions. And the Commanders move to 6-4. We'll see what's going on else around the league. Steelers destroy the Panthers. The Dolphins have yet to play. Tampa Bay beat the Lions. Bengals are up 24-3. Dallas is up 21-7. But first half went pretty good. More of that in the second half. Defense started to get a little bit diced up in that second, or in those last 40 seconds. But outside that, defense has been playing solid. We've been getting sacks on Bo Nix, which is good. We haven't turned the ball over yet. Breece Hall's having a great game. So far offensively, we're doing pretty solid. We just need our defense to hopefully limit those big plays. All right, it's now 3rd down and 7. Can our defense make a stop to kick off the second half? Nix will pass. Nix underneath. It sails the intended target. That's an incomplete pass, and that's going to be a 3-and-out for the Broncos. Strong start to this second half by our defense. The Broncos will be forced to punt this one away. 1st and 10. We're going to start with a play action. We're going to hit Charlie Kolar, who's open, has to leap for the catch. Gets 9 yards. We're going to give it Breece Hall. Cuts left. Breece Hall. Nice open space for Hall. Picks up 11 yards. Gets the first. right, second down and 10. There's Mason Taylor, and it's sailed by Justin Fields. God, he was open there, just sails him. It's now third down and 11. Taylor's gonna motion. We're feeling pressured, and I can't throw the ball away. Dude, just throw the ball, and we're gonna take another sack there. I believe that's Harold Landry there, and that's gonna have to be a punt. We have too many Q's. Quincy, Quinnen, and Quinton. Can we just get like Josh or something, like some easy name that I don't have to keep going quick. Third 9. Nick says all the time in the world he's going to launch it deep. Cortland Sutton makes the catch. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Of course, when they absolutely need it, they'll just throw it up and they'll just catch it. That's on Isaiah Thomas. Dude, he's too slow to play corner, and honestly, he's slow. First and 10, handoff, RJ Harvey right up the middle. There's nobody there. Picks up 8. All right, third down and 2. Can our defense get a stop? No, we cannot. Touchdown, Broncos. It's Ezra Thomas who allows the touchdown there. Wow, very bad drive from Thomas. I don't think that one was a speed issue. I think that was probably just a better route by Mims. The Broncos score, and they're going to go for 2 now. The Broncos are going to go for 2 now to make it a field goal game. From the 2. Oh my gosh, how do we not get Bo Nixon? He's going to walk in. Can't bring down the sack, or can't bring him down for the sack. And the Broncos get the 2-point conversion. It's now a 3-point game. All right. There's Breece Hall's season stats. Almost at 1,000 yards, 125 carries, 10 touchdowns. All right, second down and 7, and they were sacked. Dude, oh my God, they had like 6 sacks. Sacked by Dre Greenlaw, couldn't quite get that one out. Yeah, they sent a blitz, and it got there pretty fucking quickly. All right, third down and 17. What can we do here? Fields, we're just going to lock that deep. Garrett Wilson, does he have a step? He does not. Deflected by Abrams Drain, and that's going to have to be another punt from our offense. 2 straight punts. Stop on their defense, and they're going to give it to RJ Harvey. He's going to get a lot of yardage. Finally brought down by Jonas Sanker. End zone, it just doesn't seem to really matter. Second and 10, rolls right, wide open. Ezra Thomas is ass. He is fucking dog shit. Oh my God. He's looking like fucking Cam Taylor Britt out there, the way he just lets them run right past him. This guy is so terrible. He has been really bad this game. Runs right at him, and then he just lets him go. I'm benching him. He's benched. He's benched, dude. He's just been really bad today. He's just too slow. All right, some good return by Hopkins. Gets it to the 42. Again, keep showing the QB rushing yards, dude. Show something else, please. Oh my God, that's all they talk about is his rushing yards. First and 10, we're going to start the run to Breece Hall up the middle. We'll pick up 2 there. Second down 2. Outside, there's Breece Hall again with another big catch. He's got to be our leading receiver today. Gets the first. First and 10. Outside, Desmond House. Falls forward for 6. Second down and 4. Another pass for Breece Hall. Spins! Breece Hall to the 24. He's got 5 catches, 106 yards. He's definitely our leading receiver today. Second down and 8. In the flat, Mason Taylor gets pushed for 6. All right, it's now third down and 2. What can we do? We're going to fire that. Garrett Wilson holds on. Thank God, I thought he was going to drop it. Gets the first down. First and 10, we're going to try a toss to Braylon Allen. Keith with a great block on the edge. Braylon Allen down to the 2-yard line. Nice pickup of 9. All right, now 3rd down and 1 here. They're going to put Braylon Allen back in the game. 3rd and 1. Hand off. Braylon Allen gets in the end zone. Touchdown Jets. First touchdown of the second half. Couldn't come at a bigger time as we will retake the lead from the Broncos. He does again a backflip twirl in midair. I don't know what that's called. Spring backflip. I don't know what's called. As you can see, I'm not very gymnastical. I'm not a very big gymnasium person, as you can tell. But that will give us a lead. 2nd and 10, Nix underneath, a little high for Dulcich, breaks the tackle, gets the first down. Bro, come on, dude. 2nd and 5, Nix is gonna fire over the middle. Great play by Shaquille Griffin. He steps in for the benched Ezra Thomas, makes a nice play there. And now it is 3rd down and 5. It's a toss to RJ Harvey. We're gonna please somebody get there. Harvey doesn't get it. Stevens finally brings down Harvey. Will this be a field goal attempt from Denver, or are they going to punt this one away? And it appears that Denver is going to have to, well, not going to have to, they're going to boot this one away. All right, we have a chance to make it a 2-score game on this drive. Start the run to Braylon Allen up the middle. Look at that space. Braylon Allen tries to run over a defender, but still gets a first down. All right, 1st and 10. Outside, Garrett Wilson. The pass is a little high. We still make the grab and get 8. 2nd and 2. Give Breece Hall. Tried to use that speed, just couldn't. Nice play by Lopez. And that makes it a 3rd down and 4. What can we do? We're going to try to hit Smith. Oh, we got hit as we throw, but delivers it to Arian Smith for the first down. The Denver Broncos are going to use their first timeout there. 2nd down and 7. Can't get it out to Breece Hall. So with that being incomplete, that stops the clock. That keeps Denver with their timeout. That's not a wise decision to pass there. As we're going to try to hit Desmond House, who makes the grab. Desmond House, big catch. First down, Jets. There we go. Riley Moss in coverage. So it's not completely over for Denver, as he will get a few. Ben Lopez makes another big play. He's made some nice plays for Denver today. But I believe another first down will end the game. Breece Hall's in the game. 2nd and 6, handoff Breece Hall, and he's gonna be stopped short of the first down. Down and 1 now. A first down will end the game here. 3rd and 1. Handoff. Breece Hall gets more. Breece Hall just go down. And that will do it here at MetLife. That's gonna be, guess what? 2 straight wins. Fields just needs to kneel the ball, and that will do it. All we needed was one more touchdown drive to give us the win. And that will do it here in New York. And we move to 7-3. The Broncos are now also 7-3. So that's a big win. That's a huge win against one of the best teams in the league. I know they were injured, but they were still 7-2. They still had a really good team. They still played a very good game. All we needed was just one more touchdown, and that seals it. Here we go, 2-0 in today's episode. Look at the player stats. Fields, 19 of 27, 221 yards, and a touchdown, 70% completion percentage. Breece Hall today, he didn't really have that big of a game. 13 carries, 58 yards, 4.4 yards per carry is still pretty good. But for him, it's not amazing. Still, considering, it's pretty good. Touchdown, Breece Hall. Justin Fields had 43 yards rushing and a touchdown. Braylon Allen had 32 yards rushing and a touchdown. Receiving, Breece Hall led the team with 5 catches, 106 yards. Nobody had more than 21 yards. Desmond House had 3 catches for 21. Arian Smith caught the only passing touchdown. So, yeah, it was the Breece Hall game. May not have been through the ground, but it was definitely through the air blocking. Sacks allowed from Olu Fashanu and Joe Tittman. We did get sacked quite a bit. Sauce Gardner with 7 tackles. Cisco with also 7. Williams and Thomas. We got benched, which is maybe why we won the game. I don't know. TFL's 2 for Gardner, 2 for Glenn Woodard, 1 for Ty Hamilton, Winters, Jermaine Johnson, Jamie Sherwood, Cisco with 1. But it was the rookies. Glenn Woodard, 2 sacks, career high in a game. Sack for Ty Hamilton as well. No interceptions, 3 pass deflections. Shaquille Griffin came in the game, made a nice pass deflection. Sauce Gardner with 1. Quincy Williams also with 1. Matthew Ross, we didn't attempt a single field goal, but went 4 for 4 extra points. Matt Arrivas averaged 58 yards per punt. Clyde Hopkins had 52 yards punt returning. And then Reed Whitley had 1 return for 9 yards. So that is the game. That was a big win for us. That proves that we can be consistent and that we can compete with the top teams in the AFC. All right, coming out of the game, we have an upgrade for Breece Hall. Yeah, he's really good. There's elusive back, power back. Let's just go elusive. Let's get him a 9-2. He's playing up to a 97 overall, +5 morale, +1 awareness, +1 ball carrier vision, +1 juke, +1 spin. He now has playing up to 99 juke move, 93 spin move. Then we have an upgrade for Isaiah Thomas. He was really bad today. Allowed 2 touchdowns, a big play to Cortland Sutton. I think he's just too slow to play corner for us. That's why I was thinking about maybe moving him to safety and then trading for a corner. But Isaiah Thomas, though, I want to get his. The only thing I really want to get up is his tackling and speed, but I just don't think there's any way we can get his speed up. So he's probably going to be stuck at, maybe he gets an upgrade of speed once to 87. That's probably about it. But Ezra Thomas gets +1 to man, +4 to pursuit, +2 to tackle. So he now has 69 tackling. We look at Braylon Allen. I think we're just going to continue going power, short yardage back. When he needs to come in, he'll come in and he'll do fine. So we'll do that. And then we have an upgrade for Arian Smith. Had a first touchdown last game. I think we're just going to go playmaker. That usually does upgrade quite a bit. And it does here. +2 to awareness, +1 to carry and catch traffic catching, +3 to deep, +2 to medium, +1 to release, +1 to spec catch. A lot of getting upgrade there for Arian Smith. So I think playmaker is the way to go when you want to upgrade a lot of stuff. So that's big. It's a formidable defense. That was a nearly perfectly balanced attack. I got to credit our coordinator. It wasn't my idea. I had a coach here for a reason. All credit goes to preparation brought for this week. We get +5. Chemistry, whatever. Office coordinator against 1,000 XP. Thank you for having this game circled the day the schedule came out and you shift looks the way you did. Cause the linebackers freeze, giving you exactly the time you had to drive moving. I don't think coordinators really ever get interviewed. Coach was all in the plan. We executed perfection. This is a special win for me. For Zach Parker. Move to 7-3. We're going to face the Dolphins, who have a really good defense. I hope you guys enjoyed Jets franchise. Next video will be the FIU video, which will be just the full off-season, like just off-season recruiting and stuff, auto progression. So it's not going to be a super long video, I'm assuming. Not very game eventful, but I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Hope you guys are also enjoying the FIU series. And if you are, leave a like on this video and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 70 subscribers by Halloween. See you guys next time. Peace.